Double helping of action as usual on a Monday. We start in the Bahrain desert with DRS, and then we are off to Imola, where got a couple more debutants coming in. So no risk of rain. It's an early evening time. Who's going to be the first out on the track? It's usually Easy Life. Let's see who it is today. We are live on Twitch and Kick as always. Do give us a follow if you're new. And out first looks like Marvski. There he is in the Kick Sauber.
Good evening.
Good evening to Stacey in the chat. First one in as ever. Welcome in. And a big happy birthday to Georgie. Good evening to Bazza in the chat. Big happy birthday to Georgie, who has raced in Blobby Mondays for a while and also carried me on Fortnite. Marvski will be the first one to start a hot lap. And we are going to go on board. Marvski then, got some traffic up ahead, hopefully getting out of his way. Yet they do. One of them just went straight on to avoid. Quite a few of the others also out there now. We'll stay with Marvski for this first hot lap. Last corner comes Marvski. And up to the line now. That's a 1:28.3 to start for Marvski. Syme also on a hot lap, about to come across the line. 1:29.0 for him. 30.2, so I should say, for Easy Life. Colin goes second in the other Ferrari at 1:28.6. Who else have we got? Max and Swanton are out there, and Senna, King Kong. Here is Max. And quickest goes Max, 1:28.2. Whereas Nico starts his attempt. There goes Joker, 128.2 as well, into P2. 50 Gent begins his attack. Sloth is coming across the line, 130.7. He will want to improve on that. Senna, 128.3 into P3. And Pops Kong there with a 130.0, beating Easy Life for the moment. Here's Kong. Kong Jr., King Kong, that's a 129.1. Immediately followed by Smug just behind, also on a 129.1. Mr. Pickle, a 130.4. Colin goes for another go. Nico on his way round. Everybody apart from Al Newt and Sainsey setting a time or in the process of, and Nico goes 10th with 129.2. Newty now on his way out. 50 is on his way to the line. And that's a 130.4 for P13. With that 14 as who's just jumped up? Sloth. Sloth climbs to P5 with a 128.4 of E-Carb. Saintsy now on his way as well. The last two to set a time. Mr. Pickle is making up some time now. Swanton's on the board with a 128.7. Pickle 128.7 as well, and ahead of Swanton. But not for long. Swanton 128.6 and into P6. And who's that was off? It's Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle off in the gravel. Maybe just getting out of the way of some oncoming traffic. There is Smug, currently in P11. A bit of a wobble there, going through the corner. Still made some time on his previous attempt. Max tops the pile at the moment, but it's close. Very close indeed at the moment. The top 11 all within a second of that time by Max, all the way down to Smug here in P11, and he is looking to improve. He's up a little, but with these margins, a little could mean a few places. Al Newt starts his hot lap. Sainsey is on there as well. Smug comes to the line. 128.9 puts him up to 9th. Pickle back into the pit lane. Simon an outlap, as is Max. In fact, the front four all on outlaps now. Let's see where Saintsy is on his lap. Just passing one of the Williams, Joker there. Might be a drinks run for me shortly, as the nerds have done something. Saintsy to the line, 129.2, just behind Rouge Nico in P13. We'll go to Newty. Last one to set a time. as then Max, Joker and now Senna are all onto hot laps, and so is Marvsky. So keep an eye on those. Newty is gone last, 1:31.4. He's over a second off the pace at the moment of his nearest rival, 50 Gent. So he will hope for better than that. Next round will be Syme. Haven't seen, of course, how well he's done in the first two sectors, but he improves to P8 with a 1:28.6. Max then slightly up. Can he find anything? No, he's into the pit lane. Here's Joker. He's up on his time through Sector 1 and through Sector 2 as well. And that would be enough for pole at the moment. If he can get the last corner right here, Joker. Towards the line and doesn't improve. Senna also improving. And Senna goes pole by 1,000. But loses straight out. I couldn't keep up. Senna went pole ahead of Max by 1,000 for the second. Marvsky now 1:28.1. Takes it away from him. Simon Joker on their way back round. Al Newt now off the bottom with a 1:29.3. He's into P14. So a quick lull, a few on outlaps. Swanton starts a hot lap. I'll be back in a second. Swanton then up to the line and is now in P5, but look how tight it is. 4 of them in the 1:28.2s now. Marvsky, Senna, Max and Joker. Then Swanton. Sloth, Colin, Sy, Mr. Pickle, Smug from all in the 1:28s, the top 10. From King Kong, Rouge Nico, Saintsy, Al Newt in the 1:29s. Pops Kong, Easy Life and 50 Gent are in the 1:30s. Everybody has gone in, apart from Swanton, who is down on his time, just probably coming back to the pits. Maybe try and get out one more time. You're about to see a few more make their way out as we've got about 4 minutes left in the session. Max is out there on his outlap, so is Smug. Max in the foreground there. King Kong is a little further ahead of them. take this opportunity to have my little chocolate bar. Wow, everyone's on out laps or sitting in the pits. You're about to see a lot of them come flooding out now. There's 3 minutes left. We'll stay with King Kong here as he starts his hot lap. Sort of half minutes left as more of them start to come out. Kong improving by 1/4 of a second here, which could get him into the top 10. Just a minute now to go. For those on outlets, it looks like Easy Life's not going to bother. And Kong somehow didn't improve there. Made a bit of a mess of the last sector, but he's away again. Max goes quickest. Max, the first one to break 128, is a 127.9. And that's what you've all got to beat now. 30 seconds or so remain. As Marvsky and Newty begin their hot laps, Swanton, as ever, has timed it to almost perfection. He's got Sloth behind him, and they will be the last ones to start, I think. Mr. Pickle improving. Is he going to get to the line before the flag? Yes, he is. So he will be the last one across. And he improves to P7, 128.4 for him. And the flag is now out. And it's Ruznico crossing. Colin up to 5th. Colin up to 5th. Next over is Saintsy up to P11, 129.0 for him. Simons across the line, 128.5. Here's Senna. Not enough of it, not an improvement from Senna. Smug next. Big improvement coming for Smug. 128.5 and P9 ahead of Sime. 50. Can he come out of last place? Yes, he can. 129.9 puts him into P15. Here come the Kick Saubers. 128.0 for Marvsky. 129.2 for Al Newt. Can Swanton deliver? 128.0 and row 2 for Swanton. Sloth into the pits, and Mr. Pickle has invalidated, so that will be that. Max takes pole with Marvsky next to him on the front row, and it's Swanton and Senna, Joker and Colin. Sloth and Mr. Pickle from Smug and Sime. Saintsy, King Kong, Rouge Nico, Al Nuke, 50, Jed, Pops Kong and Easy Life. So Saintsy takes the Pro-Am pole. from all the way down in P11. Nikos is so annoyed, abandoned my lap because I thought 2/10 wasn't enough and got it wrong going to the line. Down in P13. Okay, bit of a pause. I will take you through the standings in the championship. Well, we look at the pit wall in a minute. Drivers will get their strategies, fuel loads sorted out, and then we'll be ready to go for 29 laps around this circuit in Bahrain. In the dead of night. Right then, championship standings. The overall Drivers' Championship is led by Max by 11 points from Marvsky. He's got an 11-point gap back to Syme. Swanton and Senna are in the hunt. In the Pro, it's only a 9-point gap for Max from Marvsky, and from Marvsky to Syme. Again, Swanton, Senna and Mr. Pickle in the hunt. 50 Gent tops the pile in the Pro-Ams. He has a 14-point lead over Al Newt, with Sainsy and King Kong making a 4-way title race. King Kong dropped from first in the championship to 4th last week with his DNF. All that means that Kick Sauber topped the pile in the Constructors' Championship, but only by 4 points to Red Bull. Williams, Aston Martin struggling to keep pace, and it's Mercedes and Haas with a bit of a battle at the bottom between McLaren, VCARB, Alpine and Ferrari currently. Ferrari currently occupying that bottom spot. You may recall a couple of weeks ago, Easy Life crashing out on lap 1 in Singapore. It was an unfortunate one, as there wasn't much he could do about it. Ferrari, of course, with Colin, the wet weather specialist. Not going to have much luck with that in Bahrain, I wouldn't have thought. So that brings you up to date. I'll take you through the tyre selections on the formation lap. And then we'll be ready to go for a 29 lap race. The championship protagonists both on the front row. A long pause this evening. So here we are on the formation lap then. And it's a nice mix of tyre selections here. We'll look by team as McLaren both go for softs. That's Max on pole and pops Kong in 16th. Marvsky's on hards. Different strategies for the top two. His teammate Al Newt in 14th is on mediums. Swanson, the Lone Ranger for Haas. Well, his teammates seem to keep abandoning him. He's on hards. Senna is on softs. And his teammate 50 Gent in 15th is on mediums. Joker is on hards. His teammate King Kong on mediums down in P12. Collins on mediums. Easy Life at the back is on hards. Sloth the Soul V-Carb also on hards. Mr. Pickles not got a teammate today in Levi's absence. He's in the Alpine, he's on mediums. And both of the Aston Martins go on the mediums. And they're quite close together, so some cohesion needed between Smug and Saintsy to avoid any double stack accidents. Syme and Rouge Nico on separate tyres. Amazon Reckoners 2-stopper, whichever way you go with the softs, mediums, no one-stoppers, but we shall see. I'm sure Swanson will fancy a one-stopper starting on the hards. Syme there on mediums and Rouge Nico on the softs, who bemoaned a mistake in qualifying. Could have been a bit higher up the order. They just come into line now, the last couple. Mr. Pickles disqualified for his parking. A moment of quiet. DRS now disabled for the start. On come the lights. Big pause, out they go, and away we go. And Smug again. Cat-like reactions off the start, has already made 2 places before getting to turn 1. Senna as well as past Marvsky. And they're 3 wide in behind. And Smug lost one of those places that he gained off the line. Marvsky climbing over the back of Senna. 3 wide in behind, and a big contact there between Smug and Colin. As they all try and get through there, Mr. Pickles made some places. Smug's actually dropped back to where he started now, behind Sloth. And the Mercedes nearly coming together in behind. And Rouge Nico has overtaken Syme. Almost a disaster there at Mercedes with the 2 of them coming out. And Smug trying to go up the inside of Sloth. And then Nico went into the back of him. Saintsy trying to make back places. He's now wheel to wheel with Nico. And could King Kong just go around both of them here? Kong passes Saintsy and on straight on with Al Newt and Saintsy. Saintsy's off and so was Al Newt. Saintsy from Pro-Am pole to the back of the field. Max leads from Senna through lap 1, so the soft tyres making an immediate impact. Marvsky's already dropped back by a couple of seconds. He's chased by Joker, as you see Al Newt going to the pits in the background. And Saintsy also, I think. And now Mr. Pickles lost a couple of places. Sloth fights with Smug. Syme right there. Saintsy did indeed go into the pits as well. And Smug up the inside of Sloth. Smug up to P8. Swanton trying to chase Joker. Both Newty and Saintsy rejoining on the hard tyre. DRS train already forming behind Marvsky. It's Marvsky, Joker, Swanton, Mr. Pickle and Colin. And a gap to Smug, who's got Sloth Syme, King Kong, Rouge Nico and 50 Gent in another little train. And a gap to Pops Kong, who has got Easy Life for company and has got a broken front wing, Pops Kong, I think. Definitely has broken his front wing. Swanton and Pickle side by side into the corner. And they stay in the same order. Syme now looking for a move on Smug, gets it. And Kong also, so Smug's lost out a few places there. Syme now passing Sloth. Smug trying to retain places with Nico and 50 right there as well. Al Newt's into the pits again. So maybe they didn't fix that broken wing. Nico and 50 now, side by side. And Nico's going to have the inside. Just a little bit of a glitching going on as well there to make it more difficult. Newty returns. Max leads from Senna, who's keeping pace with him nicely at the moment. They are pulling away. A Joker's gone too far on the inside there, and Mr. Pickle is up another place into P4. But to think he started the season as a pro-am, I don't think so somehow. Max fastest lap of the race. Senna still sticking with him. Colin having a look to pass Swanton. And 3 wide almost in front with Joker having a look at Pickle. And Colin just ran into the back of Joker, I think. Meanwhile, Sloth and Syme are scrapping. King Kong's going to try and get involved as well. And they're 3 wide. And still, Kong is going to have to just filter back in behind Syme and Sloth. Oh, Syme went very wide there. And oh, into the back of King Kong went Smug. Smug has hit King Kong and King Kong has spun. And Smug has broken his front wing. 50 Gent's got to be careful in behind Smug. Smug's broken his front wing. And is now pursued by Easy Life. Who goes by. Smug's just going to have to crawl it back to the pits here. King Kong passes him as well. Senna getting awfully close at the front. Pickle going for Marvsky now. And Mr. Pickle is up to P3. Smug into the pits as we thought. Mr. Pickle now ahead of Marvsky. Joker, Colin, Swanton. Syme making a move on Sloth up the inside. Nicely done by Syme. But he wants to be up with the battle ahead. Smug will exit the pits ahead of Saintsy. But he's going to need a real long stint on those hard tyres now. Marvsky and Mr. Pickle side by side again. Pickle defends it. There was someone else swapping places, but I think I missed it. Smug's timing screen seems to have failed at the moment. He's clearly not right behind someone else. He's out there on his own slightly, pursued by his teammate. Max with a big lock up into turn 1. Swanton going for Colin, and more contact. I think he hit Joker. And they're going to go side by side. Marski having a look at Pickle up in front. Swanton just couldn't turn in when he wanted to there and left Colin the room. Simon Sloth are having a great battle. Senna and Max are clearing away from this battle. Couldn't have gone better for Senna off the line. He got past Marski, and Marski's been embroiled in this battle with Pickle and Joker and Colin and Swanton. And now Senna is 7 seconds up the road and sticking nicely with Maxwell. They are, of course, both on soft tyres, so they'll probably have to pit earlier, as Marski has a look but thinks better of a dive this time on Mr. Pickle. Get some more DRS down the straight. Senna could have a look here for the lead, and just filters in behind Max. Joker now making a move on Marski and Mr. Pickle. Is he going to get 2 for the price of 1? No, he isn't, because Mr. Pickle defended well. King Kong into the pits. Simon Sloth side by side again. Was that a wing change for Kong or just an early pit stop off the mediums? Didn't quite see. Joker's got Marski now trying to get him back. And Marski is going to go side by side around the outside. Lovely move by Marski. And we'll get DRS to try and chase down Mr. Pickle. Colin and Swanton still there. 50 Gent now catching Rouge Nico. This in fact is the Pro-Am lead now. Rouge Nico from 50 Gent. After King Kong's early pit stop. And 50 having a look. But nothing doing there. No pit stop yet for the front 2, who continue on the soft tyres. And the next train of 5. As 50 now does get the move for the Pro-Am lead. The Pro-Am Championship leader. Now leads the Pro-Am race in P10 ahead of Rouge Nico. In behind, Easy Life is now being threatened by Pops Kong, who soldiered on with that broken wing rather than pitting. And is now trying to chase down Easy Life for that Pro-Am P3. As Max and Senna go through to complete lap 8. Still no sign of a pit stop from them. Marvsky with DRS. Is he going to get close enough for a dive on Mr. Pickle? He sends it, but Pickle defends. Into the pits comes Simon and Nico. And oh no! Nico's going to be held up. It was a brief one, but they didn't coordinate that very well. And Nico's going to lose time there. Simon and Nico. And King Kong's going to get Nico, I think, because of that. That's actually going to be tight. And Nico comes out just ahead of King Kong, which could be huge, but then he picks a penalty up. The first track limit penalty of the race goes to Nico just as he's exited the pits, and it could get worse as Kong is having a look up his inside. And nothing doing for now for King Kong. And now look at the extra grip he had there, King Kong. Nico's tyres have really not got going just yet. And King Kong is all over the back of him. Into the pits come the leaders. Max and Senna are both in. Collins also in. So Marvsky takes the lead. Mr. Pickle, Joker and Swanton. Sloth goes through into 5th. Where are Max and Senna going to filter out here? Behind 50 Gent, which could help Senna. And Easy Life is going to come out. It's going to be ahead of Colin. And Pops Kong also boxed. And fixes that front wing. He is not going to get out ahead of King Kong, Rouge Nico or Smug. He might get out ahead of Saintsy. He does. And I don't think they've fixed his front wing. Oh dear. It appears that they haven't fixed his front wing. Senna looking for a move now on Max. Max takes the wide outside line to defend and does so well. Could Senna just be in the ear of 50 Gent to play rear gunner here and hold Max up for him while he tries to make a pass? He's so much quicker and he almost went straight into the back of him. 50's going to get out of the way anyway, I think. And now Senna goes for a toe between the two of them. And then tries to throw it up the inside, and Max locked up a bit. And could Senna get it done? Had a bit of a wobble, they're side by side. And still side by side. Senna's got more DRS. Max locks it up. Senna takes the place. Brilliant stuff from Senna. The Red Bull team working together there. And Senna ahead now of Max, but he is on mediums and Max is on hards. So a difference there is the one stopper on. This is what we shall see. King Kong has now got past Rouge Nico. The front three, Marvsky, Mr. Pickle and Joker, have now dropped Swanton by a couple of seconds. And it's Sloth, Senna, Max, 50, Easy Life and Colin. Joker's going to try and get Mr. Pickle here. Up the inside. And that is P2 for the Williams. Pickle tries to switch back, but the mediums are starting to go for him, I think. Marvsky out in front, but only just. It's Max's turn now to try and pursue Senna. The first stint was all about the other way round, and Rouge Nico going for King Kong, sorry. And making a move. Saintsy makes a move past Pops Kong. King Kong again close by with Nico. Has King Kong got some damage? We'll try and investigate that. Colin is past Easy Life. I think the Ferraris want to be squabbling with each other, as we saw the Mercedes doing earlier. Can't see any damage on King Kong's car. It appears to be okay. Marsky leads from Joker as we approach half race distance. And those who've done half, or nearly half on the mediums, must be thinking of a one-stopper. Those on the hards are probably going to be thinking about doing a little bit further yet. Crucially there, Marvsky has broken that second. So maybe Joker will be without DRS here. He is. And Pickle behind him is catching back up, because he had some DRS. Senna and Max have cruised up behind Sloth. These two's pace should see them return to the front when the first lot of pit stops are complete. Senna, though, mediums, are they going to go to the end from here? Doesn't look likely. Into the pits comes Mr. Pickle. He was the medium runner in the top four. He's in for a set of hards. And we'll rejoin 50 Gent also in the pits. Is Pickle going to be ahead of Colin? No, he is not. And he's not going to be ahead of Easy Life either, it looks like. Easy Life comes into the corner with Mr. Pickle, and Easy Life goes ahead of Mr. Pickle. 50 in the pits as well. Pickle and Easy Life going side by side, and Pickle gets the place. Nico and King Kong still scrapping. And there'll be more as they come down to the next corner, and Kong up the inside, and it's a wide old corner, that one, and he has to leave the room, and Nico stays ahead. Senna and Max very close now to the back of Sloth. The front three on the hard tyres continue on, though Swanton struggling a bit for pace compared to Marvsky and Joker. Senna almost within a second of Sloth. Max still right on his tail. And Colin from Pickle. Easy Life, who's not yet stopped. Syme and Rouge Nico, who's fighting with King Kong. And again King Kong makes the move on Nico. Turn one is the place to be. Look at these three now. Senna and Max have caught right up to Sloth. with DRS, it's not going to quite be enough. This is for track position, despite Sloth not pitting yet, so every right to defend. Senna going to have a look, possibly. Max keeps an eye. As we start lap 17, they're going to be 3 wide down the main straight. Senna and Max have both got Sloth. And Max is going to get Senna, is he? Yes. Max makes the move back ahead of Senna as Senna overtakes Sloth. More DRS though for Senna now. Max goes defensive. Syme is closing on Easy Life now. Syme into P9. Easy Life yet to stop. Sloth yet to stop. On the front 3, Marsky, Joker and Swanton yet to stop. Senna and Max are going to be well clear after the front 3 do stop. But can Senna's medium tyres go to the end? We will find out. Marsky continues on. Is he going into the pit lane this time? No, he is not. And he's now managed to pick up a big 3-4 second lead to Joker. This could be important as Joker pits. Swanton's going to continue on. Joker will be passed by Max, Senna and Sloth. The key is he going to get out ahead of Colin? Where is Joker? He is exiting the pits now and he's passed by Colin, but not by Mr. Pickle. And he's gone for the mediums, of course, because he started on the hards. So Joker rejoins in P7. Nico and King Kong won't leave each other alone. And Nico's back up to P11. Pickle's got a time penalty. Seems to be just after the pit stop that they pick those up. 2 so far anyway. Max is now within striking distance of Swanton. Al Newt's in the pits for a 3rd time. Bookending this race are the Kick Saubers at the moment. First and last. And Marsky laps Al Newt for good measure. He's going for softs. Maybe a fastest lap attempt from him. He's going to rejoin just ahead of all the front runners traffic of Swanton, Max and Senna. Sloth is finally into the pits. Set of mediums for him. Colin is passed by Joker just as they pass Sloth in the pits. Sloth rejoins in P9. Max now right onto the case of Swanton. Got Al Newt ghosting in between them. And around the outside goes Max into P2. Senna will hope to get past as well with not too much bother and try and stick to Max. Saintsy in the pits. And he's going to come back out on softs. Senna now side by side with Swanton. Goes up the inside. Swanton got his elbows out. And then goes into the pits. Where is he going to rejoin? Joker, Colin and Pickle. Are they all going to get him? Joker, fastest lap of the race that time round, and he does. And they all get him. And our Simon Sloth also going to get past Swanton. They are. Swanton down to 9th. Easy Life now in the pits. Swanton rejoins ahead of this Rouge Nico King Kong battle, which is really continuing. Sloth making a move on Syme there. Easy Life's going to rejoin behind Smug. And possibly Pops Kong. Not quite. Marsky then out in the lead. Into the pit lane then comes Marsky, the leader. Max is still preceded by Al Newt, who's just set the fastest lap of the race. But we'll have to yield now with the blue flag. Senna's also in the pits for a second stop. So Marsky's going to exit behind Joker, but ahead of Colin. Senna's going to be way back behind Sloth and Syme. And he's gone for hard tyres. King Kong just outbrakes himself onto the gravel there, trying too hard to get past Nico on that occasion. It's all shaking itself out now. We can see that that is a battle for the lead in the Pro-Am. Pickle trying to get close enough to Colin to make a move. Provided Max can last the rest of the race on these hard tyres, he's got a comfortable win in his sights. Unless Marsky can really get racy and chase down a 12-13 second gap. He needs to be quicker by about a second and a half a lap. Max did a 1:32 on that occasion. Marsky was an outlap. So we'll see next time round. Pickle going for the outside on Colin and a bit of a barge. Senna makes a move on Syme because Syme's in the pits again. So that's the second stop for Syme. And that'll drop him down behind 50 Gent. And possibly Smug. If Syme had to pit, then I'm sure Smug must be thinking about it. He's got the oldest tyres on the track at the moment. He has gone past Syme. And here's Easy Life as well. And Easy Life up to 13th. Ahead now, Syme down in 14th. It's not gone exactly great for him. Tell you what, Al Newt has got some pace on these soft tyres. Set the fastest lap of the race, and he's still not been lapped by Max. Joker from Marsky and Pickle from Colin. Close battles on track down this main straight. Marvsky back into P2. And let's just keep an eye on the gap to the leader. It's down to 10 seconds. Colin trying to get back to Mr. Pickle. Joker is sticking with Marvsky. Can they reel in Max? Syme passes Easy Life down the straight. And they're both coming up behind Smug. And Syme now trying to defend from Smug momentarily, but stays ahead. And now Easy Life making a move on Smug, possibly. There they go again, side by side, Easy Life and Smug. Pickle trying to chase down Colin. Joker trying to chase down Marvsky. Marvsky closing the gap to Max by not enough per lap, I don't think. Easy Life looking for another go at Smug. Easy Life then back ahead of Smug, who's got to be struggling now with those 18 lap old tyres. Has Marvsky just shaken Joker? He's still just about within a second. Mr. Pickle certainly within. Al Newt's in the pits again. He thought he might as well go for fastest lap as he was last anyway. And Mr. Pickle takes Colin for P4. Just 5 laps to go at the end of this one. And Max still has an 8.5 second lead. Colin will continue to try and chase. Do Sloth and Senna get anywhere near catching them? Or Swanson? He's not really made an impression on his soft tyres. Marvsky just pulling out that second from Joker. Looks to be too little too late to close in on Max, barring mistakes. We'll just do a lap time comparison. On 32.1 was the time for Max. 131.5, so just 6/10 on that lap. Needs a bit more. Pickle penalty again is going to cost him at least 1 place, but probably 2. Nico's penalty could cost him a Pro-Am win. Can he shake King Kong by 3 seconds? Is another question we need answered in the next 4 and a bit laps. Colin's still right on the gearbox of Mr. Pickle. Max Marsky Joker is your front 3. Joker's now dropped away from Marsky. Smug's in the pits. And now Joker's picked up a penalty. At the moment that won't hurt his quest for 3rd place. Pickle though has got Colin and Sloth now with him, and Senna not too far behind, so the penalty for Mr. Pickle could well cost him quite a bit. Colin this time not close enough to make a move. Sloth is getting involved now as well. Marsky has the gap down to 7 seconds now, but is it going to be too little too late? Can Max make these tyres last? Smug pitted, so the oldest tyres on track are now those belonging to King Kong's Williams. Though Nico and Colin and Max have all got quite old ones as well. Colin now slowly getting sandwiched by Pickle and Sloth. Senna, can he get to this battle? Senna could be on to gain a place from Mr. Pickle when all's said and done. How Newt is in between them there. And off into the pit lane did one of them go? No, they didn't. They were just trying to break the toe. Saintsy has got a penalty. Pickle, Colin, Sloth. Saintsy passes Pops Kong. Colin on the inside of Pickle. That'll do it. The Sloth followed him through as well. And Colin got, and so Sloth got squeezed out there by Mr. Pickle. Caution in sector 2. I think that might be Al Newt. It is Al Newt. I think he might have just been letting people pass. And another caution, and off is a Mercedes. It's Syme. Syme is off. Saintsy's in the pits again. Syme is passed. Is he by Easy Life? No, not quite. But we're certainly off there. Senna's now closed in and wants a piece of this battle. Look at Pickle and Colin, Sloth and Senna, as they're all going to come round to start the last lap, and almost all of them, they almost all went out there. Colin and Sloth and Pickle have all come a bit too close to each other today. Pickle's going to do his best. He's broken his front wing. He's going to do his best to continue here, even though he's going to lose 3 places with that penalty. Senna having a look on Sloth. Bit more rough treatment. Marsky seems held his charge to the win. Needed 5 more laps. Max increasing that lead back above 7 seconds briefly. Look at these 4, they're going to scrap it all the way to the line. Easy Life's looking for a move on Syme. And gets it. Senna gets Sloth now. He's going to want to get Colin as well if he can. The leaders are on the final lap of the race. Can Senna get a run on Colin? Can Colin get a run on Pickle? Can Sloth pick up the pieces? Side by side again on Colin, and off goes Colin and Senna. Colin and Senna off on the last lap. Syme's got a penalty. And Colin and Senna both off. Swanton has gone through now ahead of Senna. And Mr. Pickle will be delighted to see that. Suddenly, he's only losing 1 place. Caution in sector 2 was just for Al Newt being lapped, I think. Max then making his way into the final sector of the final lap. Syme's in the pits to presumably pit and quit or go for a fastest lap, because Max is going to win in Bahrain. Max World wins. Marvsky comes home in 2nd place. Saintsy sets the fastest lap of the race. Joker will take 3rd. Mr. Pickle will be next home, but will lose a place to the Sloth. Great drive from Sloth, who finishes 4th. Pickle in 5th from Colin in 6th. Swanton is 7th from Senna in 8th. Rouge Nico, it's close for the Pro-Am win. Can he get the 3 seconds he needs? Can he get the 3 seconds he needs? It's so close. Nico crosses the line. King Kong doesn't get there. Rouge Nico wins the Pro-Am race from King Kong in 10th. And 50 Gent takes another podium in 11th. What an end to the Pro-Am there. Rouge Nico taking the win. Easy Life will be home next in P12. And a 4th place finish in the Pro-Ams. Didn't go right for Smug today. He's down in 13th, but he'll get to the end. Pops Kong struggled around with a broken wing for most of the race, finishes 14th. And Syme on pit exit at the time that Max won will not get to do a fastest lap attempt, but will come home and finish 15th, as Saintsy and Al Newt were a lap down. There it is, Syme crossing the line. Heart rate through the roof, says Nico. You got it, my friend. You got it. Sloth, the driver of the day for the game, and I can't argue with that myself. Great performance from him in the V-Carb. But it's Max World once again who takes the victory. Marvsky in 2nd from Joker in 3rd. Sloth was 4th from Mr. Pickle in 5. Penalty again costing him a place. Colin 6 from Swanton 7. Senna 8. Colin and Senna costing themselves in the last lap collision. Rouge Nico, the Pro-Am win by just 0.1 after that penalty.